welcome. And as you arrive here, there's nothing you need to prepare for, nothing you need to solve, nothing you need to fix. This is simply a place you return to, a familiar place. And you may already notice that even being here brings with it a subtle sense of easing, a quiet shift. And if you haven't already, you can allow your eyes to gently close now, not as something you must do, just as something that feels natural in this moment. And as the eyes close, attention can begin to move inward, away from effort, away from scanning for problems, and toward a softer awareness. There's nothing you need to monitor, nothing you need to anticipate. Simply allowing the sound of my voice to be present, like background music, something you don't have to follow or analyze, just something that's there. And you may notice that your breathing just continues on its own. No need to change it, no need to improve it. Just noticing that it's happening. A gentle breath in and a slightly longer breath out. And sometimes, as the body begins to recognize a familiar rhythm, the mind naturally follows, settling, softening, letting go of the idea that anything needs to be controlled. And it's okay if thoughts drift through. That's just the mind doing what minds do. Thoughts can come, they can go, and nothing needs to be done. Because here, nothing is urgent. And as you continue resting here, with the eyes closed and nothing required, attention can gently begin to move through the body. Not do anything, simply to notice. And we can begin where many people naturally begin, at the top of the head, just becoming aware of the scalp, the forehead, and sometimes simply noticing the forehead allows it to soften, the skin smoothing, the muscles beneath loosening. And that softening can gently spread around the eyes, the eyelids resting comfortably, the muscles around the eyes letting go of effort, and the cheeks can soften, the jaw can loosen. There's no need to hold the teeth together. They can rest slightly apart, and the tongue can rest comfortably in the mouth. Nothing to hold, nothing to brace. And as the face relaxes, that sense of ease can begin to move downward into the neck. The back of the neck often carries more than it needs to. And as your attention rests there, the neck can begin to release. Not all at once, just enough for now. And the shoulders can begin to drop. You don't need to push them down. They often lower on their own when they realize they no longer need to stay lifted. And as the shoulders soften, that release can travel down the arms, through the upper arms, the elbows, the forearms, all the way down into the hands. And the hands, gently open, can rest. The fingers can loosen. Sometimes the hands feel warm, sometimes heavy, sometimes just still. And whatever you notice is fine, because the body knows how to relax in its own way. And as the arms rest, attention can gently return to the center of the body, the chest. You may notice the movement of breath there, rising and falling. A warm breath on the exhale, a cooler breath on the inhale. And the chest doesn't need to prepare for anything. It can simply allow the breath to move through it. And beneath the chest, the belly can soften. There's no need to hold it in, no need to stay guarded. The belly can rise and fall naturally. And when the belly softens, many people notice a deeper sense of safety, as if the body recognizes that it's safe to let go. And that feeling can continue downward, down into the lower back, the hips, the pelvis, areas that often hold readiness without us ever realizing it. And just noticing can be enough to allow those areas to soften now, to settle, to feel supported. And as the lower body relaxes, attention can move down into the legs, the thighs, the knees, the calves, each area softening in its own time. There's no sequence. Relaxation moves where it's needed. And finally, down into the feet, the soles of the feet, the toes, allowing them to rest, to release, to become still. And now, as the whole body has been gently included, you may notice certain sensations of warmth, of stillness, or perhaps simply just less background tension than before. And that's enough. Because releasing anxiety is not about fighting it. It's about allowing what is already softening to continue. And as the body rests in this familiar way, the mind often follows, settling, slowing, letting go of the need to scan, and you can rest here for a while. Nothing else to do, nothing else to fix. Just allowing this familiar calm to deepen in its own time. And as the body rests in this settled way, there is often a natural sense of going a little deeper now. Not because you try to, simply because there is less to hold on to. And in a moment, I'll gently count downward from 10 to 1. Not as something you need to follow, just as a familiar signal that it's safe to drift further into calm, and you can allow the eyes behind the closed lids to gently tilt downward, not forcing, just letting them rest as though looking down from a comfortable distance. And that simple movement often creates a deeper feeling of going down into steadiness, down into ease, down into a familiar quiet. And we can begin now. 10. Allowing yourself to settle a little more. 9. Nothing to monitor, nothing to anticipate. 8. The body continuing to soften all on its own. 7. Breathing gently, naturally. 6. Thoughts drifting like background noise, less compelling. 5. Gently releasing, like dry sand falling through open fingers. 4. The sense of urgency becoming less relevant. 3. As though sinking into something supportive. 2. Almost there. Calm spreading without direction. 1. And simply resting. And now there's no need to go anywhere. No need to evaluate anything. No need to follow words closely. Because this place is familiar. You've been here before. And the body recognizes it. The mind recognizes it. A steady state where nothing is urgent. And you may notice that time feels a little different here. Moments stretch. Thoughts slow. And even the sense of self can soften around the edges. And if at any point a thought appears, that's perfectly fine. Thoughts can rise and fall like small waves. And when waves are not resisted, they settle more quickly. And each time you listen, this descent can happen more easily, more naturally, as if the path becomes smoother with familiarity. And you don't need to remove anxiety completely. Just allowing it to loosen is enough. And here, at this level, the body and mind can rest together, supported, undisturbed. And in this undisturbed state, you may begin to notice how different the body feels compared to earlier. Not dramatically different, just subtly less braced, less ready, less prepared for something that isn't happening. And when the body realizes it doesn't need to prepare, it begins to soften further. The shoulders may drop another fraction. The breath may deepen without instruction. The jaw may loosen a little more. And these small shifts are meaningful, because anxiety often lives in subtle tension. And when tension decreases, even slightly, the nervous system recalibrates, quietly, automatically, without needing effort. And you don't need to check whether it's working, because checking is another form of monitoring, and monitoring is no longer required here. Here, the body can simply rest, and rest is what restores balance. So you can remain here just a little longer, allowing that balance to settle in. And you can remain here, resting quietly, as this steadiness continues to expand in gentle ways. And now, there is nowhere to go, nothing to move toward, nothing to move away from. Just this quiet resting place that exists whenever you allow it. And as you rest here, you may notice that thoughts still arise, and that's natural. The mind produces thoughts just as the sky produces clouds, some light, some heavier, but the sky is always larger than the cloud, and you are the sky, not the cloud. And when a cloud appears, there's no need to chase it, no need to analyze it, no need to prepare for it. You can simply notice that it is there and allow it to drift. And sometimes, when a cloud is not examined, it thins, it lightens, it passes more quickly, and spaces begin to appear between thoughts, small gaps, quiet openings. And in those openings, the nervous system recalibrates, quietly, naturally, without instruction. And as you continue noticing thoughts arise and pass, you may begin to observe that some thoughts feel lighter than others, some barely noticeable, some slightly more insistent. And yet, when they are not engaged with, even insistent thoughts tend to lose momentum. Because momentum requires participation. And here, participation is optional. You are simply observing, allowing, letting thoughts move at their own pace. And the more you allow movement, the less stuck anything feels. Like leaves floating down a quiet stream. Some spin briefly, some drift steadily. None remain fixed. And when nothing remains fixed, anxiety has less to grip. Because anxiety feeds on certainty. And certainty softens when perspective widens. And as perspective widens, you may notice more space around each thought, more room, more distance. And distance changes intensity, and intensity softens naturally when it is not reinforced. And so you remain here, watching, allowing, letting the sky be wide, letting the river flow, letting the horizon remain open. And in that openness, calm stabilizes. And as you remain in this settled state, there are certain things that often begin to happen all on their own. Not because they are directed, simply because this is what occurs when the body and mind are allowed to rest together. And you may notice that steadiness begins to feel more familiar, less like something you create, more like something you return to. And each time you listen, the process of softening can happen more easily, more smoothly, as though the body remembers how to stand down, and the mind follows. And without needing to think about it, you may find that outside of these moments, during ordinary parts of the day, a similar sense of space can appear unexpectedly. A breath arriving sooner, a shoulder releasing faster, a pause before reacting. And those pauses are important, because anxiety narrows perception, and calm widens it. And in widened perception, there is choice. And choice softens urgency. And softened urgency reduces anxiety. And you don't have to remember these words consciously. The unconscious mind takes what's useful and leaves the rest. What remains is a growing steadiness, a quiet confidence, not loud, not dramatic, just steady. And steady is enough, And steady does not mean perfectly calm at all times. It simply means that when activation rises, it settles more quickly. When thoughts appear, they move through more easily. When uncertainty arises, it is met with space rather than resistance. And that space is what you are strengthening here. Not by forcing calm, but by familiarizing it. And familiarity reduces fear, because what is known feels safer than what is unknown. And calm is becoming known, recognizable, reliable. And with repetition, that reliability becomes part of you. And because this state is becoming familiar, it becomes easier to return to it again and again. The path back here becomes well known, recognizable, almost automatic. And you can rest in that knowing that this calm is not something you force, it's something you allow. And allowing takes no effort at all. And now, there's nothing further to introduce, nothing new to solve, just a gradual return to ordinary awareness. Not a sudden shift, just a gentle reorientation. The steadiness you've been resting in doesn't disappear as awareness returns. It can come with you, integrated, quietly present. And as the body begins to reawaken gently, you may notice small movements. Perhaps the fingers or toes begin to stir. A subtle stretch, a deeper breath. And you can allow those movements to happen naturally, in your own time. And as awareness begins to widen, you may notice the surface beneath you once again, the sense of space around you, the room you're in, all without losing that underlying sense of steadiness. And it can be helpful to remember that this calm is not something you leave behind. It's something you carry forward into the rest of your day, into ordinary moments. And each time you return to this experience, the transition between anxious activation and steady awareness can become smoother, more natural. And each time you return to this state, the transition becomes easier, less dramatic, less effortful. Because the nervous system learns through repetition. It recognizes what safety feels like. It remembers what non-urgency feels like. And remembering shortens recovery time. So even outside this session, when moments of activation arise, there may be a quicker softening, a shorter duration, a gentler return to balance. And that gentle return is something you can trust, because it is built through repetition. And when you're ready, you can allow the eyes to gently open, noticing light, color, form, while still feeling settled and refreshed, awake, present, and quietly confident. And you may notice a renewed sense of clarity, a gentle steadiness, a readiness to continue with whatever comes next, without strain, without hurry, just carrying forward this familiar calm into the rest of your experience. And as you move on, it's good to know you can return here again whenever you choose.